They're just coming off that 4-game series against the Angels. Guardians took 1 of 4 there. And the Giants are a very good team, so we'll see what happens tonight. Guardians, Giants tonight, West Coast time, so a late game. 9:45 is the first pitch tonight. And then that'll be the same tomorrow night. And then a Wednesday afternoon game will start around 3:45. And all through this month, a little throwback. Maybe they knew we were going to be talking about that one-chip challenge. Spicy is your word for the month of September over at CLE Clothing Company. They get you 20% off whatever you want. I got my notification this morning that my WMMS shirt that I shipped to Dick from Dayton was delivered.
Hey.
He called us in a panic last week that his girlfriend's daughter had cleaned something up and he was unable to find. Now, I imagine that maybe that will prod him to call me when he gets that T-shirt over the next couple of days. But I'm curious if in the interim he found where I can just see him hectoring his girlfriend's daughter over where she put the WMMS T-shirts of his. So I sent him an XL, a Buzzard shirt. But they're available in a variety of sizes, although they do tend to sell out pretty quickly. So all that Buzzard merch at clevelandclothing.com. I still have the video of Brian after the dentist.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get to that yet.
Well, because it was, a week ago and we didn't have video or sound or boards that worked. Brian had to get a tooth pulled last week. And so I had to take the day off so that I could drive him to and from because he was getting put under anesthesia. But they do it different now where they don't put like the gas mask on you. They put it in an IV, which I hadn't seen that yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they didn't like put the mask on him and say, count back from 10. He said they hooked him up to an IV and he felt all warm and then he woke up at home. So
he didn't remember any of the car ride.
No. Okay. So I recorded the whole car ride home. It was like 22 minutes that I cut down to 18 and then I cut it down to 5 and I sent you the 5 and was like, pick whatever you want from this.
Yeah.
But Brian doesn't remember literally any of it. And when I showed him all of it and he was like, dude, this is so crazy. He's
I
like,
picked about 2 20-second segments.
Okay.
Because there's some expletives throughout.
There were a couple expletives.
Right.
But he was.
Which is kind of what I was surprised they weren't more. Because for some reason, when people are coming off the gas or the IV or whatever, they're just letting the expletives fly, man. They're because their brain is kind of emptying out.
Well, his brain was working in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like, I cut this up so that there were no pauses, but if I would ask him a question or respond to him, there'd be like 20 seconds of silence while he was trying to process what I just said before he would respond.
And you were surreptitiously filming him, or he knew you were?
So I asked him,
I was curious where you put your phone.
I put my phone in the driver's side door, so that way it was facing us, so he could see it. And throughout the video, he keeps rediscovering the phone. So he'll be like talking, then he'll look over and forget the phone was there, and then see it again. And
it's like short-term. He was rediscovering it each time he saw it.
Each time he saw it, it was like the first time he saw the phone.
Yeah.
And then, but I asked him before. He even went under. Like the day before, I was like, hey, can I record you after you're all hopped up? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Just show it to me first before you post it anywhere or anything like that. So he knew that I was recording him when he was not all looped.
No, I assume you got his consent.
Yeah.
This first part here is when Mary doesn't want him to roll the windows down.
He
keeps trying. He
kept
keeps
rolling them down and shouting at people, like construction workers or people sitting in cars next to us. So I kept trying to roll the windows back up.
You thought somebody was going to throw some crap at your car.
Or start a fight or something, yeah.
Right. All right, here we go.
Hi.
Who are you talking to?
All my friends.
All your friends? No windows. No windows. No. You're not going to talk to people.
Hey.
No.
You didn't like him rolling the windows.
Very social.
He kept shouting at people.
It's like you at the grocery store.
I did lock the windows and he kept unrolling them. And then at one point I go, I locked that. How do you keep doing that? And he goes, not locked up here. Like that, like all sassy about it.
This was from the doctor to your house.
From the doctor to our house.
And how long
yes.
of a trip is that?
It was like 22 minutes. It's in Parma.
When I got my wisdom teeth pulled, I had a bunch of bandages. Bill took me home. Like I had a bunch of bandages. He doesn't look like does he have gauze in his mouth?
He has gauze in his mouth, but he only got one tooth pulled.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
remember you had that little bit that like came out, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
No, I don't remember that.
Pound Cake's video is still up on the Alan Cox Show YouTube channel, and it's pretty fun.
mine's got to be in there somewhere too.
Yeah.
I'd only been here like 9 months, I think, when I had my wisdom teeth pulled. And Gwen filmed me. And then I got dry socket.
Oh,
And I wanted to chop my own head off.
I told Brian because he vapes, and I was like, listen to me. The big things you cannot do after you get dental surgery is drink through a straw and smoke. So you cannot smoke or you're going to get a dry socket and you're going to want to kill yourself. I had 4 wisdom teeth and a molar removed all at the same time. So I had 5 teeth taken out, and then 3 of them got dry sockets.
It's
all
just
at
the
same.
worst.
It's
the worst.
miserable.
Yeah, it's the worst. You just hate the world. All right, here's some more.
Want fresh air. I don't get enough of it.
You don't get enough fresh air. Okay, roll your window down. Just don't talk to people. Does that feel good?
They didn't even say goodbye to me.
She did say goodbye to you.
Who?
The nurse, when she put you in the car. She
Were you
didn't
afraid
seem
he was
to
gonna
like you
open up the
very much,
door?
though.
What?
She was being kind of mean to you. You were taking a long time.
Yeah, were you afraid he was going to open the door?
I wasn't afraid he was going to open the door. He just kept, I think he just wanted to put his hands out it or something.
Because it was some
But-
cool air.
Yeah, whatever. Well, the fact that he was like, I don't get enough of it. I was like, what? You act like I lock you in a basement. What do you mean you don't get enough fresh
Oh,
air?
I smell
Right.
this trash.
Right.
Like,
But the nurse was being mean to him. She was like really not having it with him. The girl who rolled him out to the car, anytime he said anything, she was like super annoyed. And she was like, yeah, Brian, we know. We get it. Like
they're
just
probably
trying to.
overworked or mad or something. Maybe you don't know what number appointment he was that day.
Yeah. She was not
Yeah,
having
maybe
it.
it was annoying.
I
Alan,
said
the
that.
mask is nitrous. The IV is either Twilight or actual sedation.
They called it Twilight.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I got for my colonoscopy. They go, you're going to fall asleep. And I go, okay, but you're going to kind of be in and out. I was awake the whole time.
I don't like
I'm
that.
laying there
Mm-mm.
looking. I mean, in retrospect, you're like, oh, you were really out of it. But I'm like lying there. I knew where I was. And, it wasn't like when you come out of wisdom tooth surgery or something. But
They need
you're
to pick
clearly feeling good the whole time there.
They need to pick one. Don't have someone go in and out because that would freak me out. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, am I in pain? Did I die? Like I would be going in my head like, can they hear me? Am I supposed to be asleep and I'm awake?
I mean, for my first time bottoming,
time,
it wasn't that bad,
It's a
there
Twilight.
at the Cleveland Clinic.
you got to feel everything.
Oh, I did. And I'm watching it on the screen. He's like, all right, we're going to scrape that out. I'm like, yeah, scrape it out, homie.
Keep it going.
Mm-hmm. Scrape, scrape.
I think back at my first time, I wish I was probably asleep.
No, you're not talking about your colonoscopy because you haven't had one of those yet.
No, I'm not
Or
that.
is
He
Tooth
wishes
pulled.
he
These are
wishes he
amateur
was
ones.
asleep. It's amateur colonoscopies, practice colonoscopies. Well, you should consult a medical professional.
Wait, I think I'm mixing up a colonoscopy and a prostate exam. A prostate exam you get like when you're 35, right?
No, a prostate exam you can get for a normal checkup. They can give you the finger and check your prostate. Colonoscopy, they put a camera
That's a
up
camera,
there.
yeah.
You got to lie down on your side, and they get an endoscope up there, like it's in your throat. by
You
the
have to
time
lay
they're
down on
done.
their sides, or can you opt for like on your elbows, ass up?
I asked if I could do doggy, and they were like, no, it's a
It's
legal
easier,
thing,
yeah.
and yeah.
Can't
I
sit
was
like
just trying to
that.
crack the nurses up, but
Did
yeah,
it work? Did they crack up?
they did. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the nurses were laughing, and that's me, Bill. I'm an entertainer.
I know.
When I'm lying there, I even if my faculties are diminished. Yeah, so it was. Yeah, no, you won't have to have one of those for quite some time, Pound Cake. You're only 31 years old.
When we went in for Brian's consult, because if you're going under, they got to give you a consult first. The guy who originally talked to him was like this young doctor. Like, he couldn't have been older than us, like maybe mid-30s, if that. He might have been like late 20s. And Brian was really nervous about the surgery, and the guy was like, yeah, I'm going to be performing. And he was very like chill and lackadaisical about it. Like, yeah, we do this all the time. It's really not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. And Brian didn't like him because he was young. He's like, I don't trust that guy. And Brian straight up asked the doctor at the consultation, he goes, well, how come there's an opening in your schedule next week? And I was like, first of all, this is a person who's going to put you under and do surgery on you. I probably wouldn't want to insult him right now.
I need 20 more years on you and an accent.
Well,
that's what I'm looking for.
That's exactly what he said. He goes, I would just feel more comfortable if he was like in his mid-50s. And I was like, how do you know that the doctor in his mid-50s didn't also just graduate dental school?
I would want somebody where the information from medical school was fresh. Nice and fresh.
His thing was,
give me a kid right out of medical school.
Not enough hands-on practice. He didn't have enough, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you're experience.
Practical
like,
experience.
Yeah. So when we went back, I don't know if you had this part queued up or not, but when I was driving him home, I guess that doctor got fired in the 1 week between when we had our consult and when he was supposed to do the surgery.
He was an oral surgeon and they fired him because...
Well, he's not there anymore.
Right.
So Brian's all looped up and he looks at me and he goes, I told you Dr. Blank was a piece of crap like that. And I was like, what? I was like, you just didn't like him because he was young. And he sits there, he goes, he's fired now. Maybe he killed somebody like that. And I was like, he didn't kill anybody. Like, well, maybe.
Eat that, you piece of crap.
Yeah.
Now, I had Dr. Garofalo there at the Cleveland Clinic, who's a friggin' miracle worker. And his daughter is the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
What an accomplished family.
Janine Garofalo.
No, he's not with the 49ers anymore. It's also Jimmy Garoppolo.
No,
for the
no.
Raiders.
Janine Garofalo is the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
Brock Purdy is.
Pardon me?
Brock Purdy is the
Never heard of him. All
he's
I know.
Mr. Irrelevant, but
Never
now
heard
he's a
of him.
starting quarterback.
Yeah, well, he's not so irrelevant anymore. Huh. Well, a good time was had by all over there. You know who's calling us again is Alex Jones. Did you make some Alex Jones comments, Bill?
No.
Oh, God damn it. Now that's enough. Now, Bill, you're talking about your daughter sending videos of me to go to Bohemian Grove. All right, now, listen, everybody knows about...
What is he talking about?
I
Your
did
daughter
mention
in
something.
Bohemian Grove.
She sent me some video of Alex Jones last week, and I was like, do you even know who Alex Jones is?
Oh,
And
right. She
didn't know,
had no clue who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough. Now, Bill, you're talking about your daughter sending videos of me to go to Bohemian Grove. All right, now, listen, everybody knows about Bohemian Grove. Everybody knows that all the elite, the elitists, the globalists, okay, the goblins, all of it, okay, they all gather there, right? Everybody knows that. Now, I went there, and I exposed it for exactly what it was, and now your liberal ass is going to try to deny it. That's an odd. You had to bring me up on your show. You're obsessed, Alan.
Well, how did it become about me? I didn't mention Alex Jones.
Yeah,
we mentioned you talking to your daughter.
And I didn't
about it.
say that you didn't do it. I was talking about that you did do it.
Yeah. And what's Bohemian Grove? That Queen song?
No, that's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh. What's Bohemian Grove?
That's that, it's like a place where rich people go to have sex with each other or
Oh,
something.
right. One of those places. Like the Bilderberg group goes out there. and
Bilderberg Group.
Big old wooden owl or something like that.
the
out there.
Bohemian Grove. All right. So that's one of the places that like Alex Jones loves talking about and stuff?
Well,
That's
it
where-
was like a place he exposed because they had these private get-togethers there, and he snuck in the 90s.
Oh,
And
he
it was,
did.
That's kind of what put him on the map.
I see. Yeah. I love these guys who think they're peeling back the curtain that rich people get together.
They get together, but they had like a
They're the only
altar
people who
and
can,
like, you know, they're like, it's this pagan
Altar.
sacrifice, blah,
right.
blah, blah. And it's like,
yes.
I mean, it's just like a big party with some
Yep.
stuff going on. Like, people are weird. Do their weird, like, I don't, it's always what they do in private that they have a problem with. What you should be worried about is the hoarding of the wealth,
What they do
and
in
not want to
public.
pay living wages,
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's the bad stuff
In
these
front of you.
elites are doing. But we got to worry about what they're doing when
They're wearing
drinking.
goat
Yeah.
horn masks and
Mhm.
stuff. Hey, Stripper Scott,
Yeah, hi, Alan. How are you?
what's going on, man? How was the weekend? How's that hole in your foot?
A little better, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a slow process.
That's all right. Any kind of progress is good.
I just actually got out of the ultrasound. I had to get a long ultrasound thing going on. But
Was it a boy or a girl?
it's
Are you waiting?
It's a no plot. Yeah.
Hey, Mazel Tov! Congratulations. He finally, whatever. Okay. So what's up?
No, I heard you talking about getting wisdom teeth pulled out and stuff, and it occurred to me you guys all got I don't know to go completely under or Twilight. Am I like in a minority? I literally just got Novocaine. Is that like?
No, they still I got Novocaine. I had a root canal a couple years ago, and they shoot you full of Novocaine. It just depends on where you go and what particular method they're using and what your procedure requires. I mean, it's not like they've gotten rid of all this different kinds of stuff. I've had the gas, I've had the shot, I've had, I don't think I've had the IV for dental surgery.
Yeah, I got my wisdom teeth out in 2001, so they put me under. But I haven't really had any other procedures since then.
Brian specifically asked
awesome, though.
to be more than just numbed up because he was so nervous about the appointment that he's like, I don't want to be awake for any of this. I don't want to know what's going on. So he specifically asked to be put under. They even said we don't normally put people under for just one tooth.
Well, because it's also a lot more expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The reason why he had to pay out of pocket was for the anesthesia.
Yep.
Like his insurance covered the procedure, and then he had to pay $500 to be put under.
Wow, I thought it was way more than that. That's not so shabby. $500?
$550, I think.
Oh, that's great. I thought it was a couple grand.
I'll do that on a Saturday.
Just go get a tooth pulled.
I just want to get put under and then have that loopy feeling
Have
afterwards.
someone bring you home.
Yeah,
It's like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet.
Yeah, I just want to party for a little bit.
So you got the shot, Scott.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was that the insurance covered the extractions, but I would have had to pay out of pocket to go under.
Yeah.
So I couldn't afford that. But it was wild because I'm laying there and I'm like fully conscious. I couldn't feel pain, but I could feel like the wiggling
The pressure,
and the
yeah.
twisting and the snapping and the crackling sounds, and I'm like, oh boy. And the doctor's just like, no, you're doing good, you're okay. And it was like surreal. But
By the way, Scott,
yeah.
just before we move on from this, because you probably don't know, extraction is a fancy word for pulling out.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's from the Latin extractus or extractum.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Scott. I'm going to extract stripper Scott from the phones. Thank you, pal. Hope there's progress being made. I've got to take a break. You want those Slaughter and Great White tickets for you? Boy, if there was ever a band that might not want to go on the road with a band called Slaughter, it would be